I'm telling you right now, that is going to be the biggest win of the past, like, of the 2000s, since past
What?
2000. The biggest win.
Bro.
A small market team. A small
No.
market team.
No.
Why? Why
I'm
not?
not
Why
having
not?
that. I'm not having
Why
that.
not? What would be
So
bigger?
if
What it do, baby? Yo, what's good, guys? Welcome back to the Eurosteppers podcast. We're excited to be back. I felt like forever since we've done one of these episodes, so happy to be back. This week, we're going to be doing playoff predictions as well as conference standings. But before we get into that, just a quick note that we made these predictions and rankings at the beginning all the way back in December during preseason. So hopefully you guys can appreciate that there might be a couple of change things that may not make sense anymore, but just bear with us. But anyways, to start it off, we'll start off with the Eastern Conference.
Yes,
So in
sir.
the Eastern Conference, I've got Milwaukee, Brooklyn, and Boston Celtics top three.
Man, of course you got the Bucks number one.
What can I say, bro? What can I say?
They're looking good. I'll respect that for now, but yeah, my top three in the Eastern Conference, I got Brooklyn number one, Boston number two, and my Raptors number three.
Wow. Yo, so when we were saying that this was preseason, we really meant it, because no one in their right mind would put Raptors in the top three right now. My God. Moving on, 4 to 6, I've got Miami Heat, the Philadelphia 76ers, and then the Toronto Raptors. You know, at this point, they might even just be like out of playoff contention because of how
Wow.
terrible they're looking. But who you got?
Man, that's pretty disrespectful, but I got your Bucks, your bum ass Bucks at number four,
Wow.
which is
Wow.
straight up where they belong.
Okay.
Number five, I got the 76ers, and number six, the Miami Heat. And yeah, I think I was surprised you kind of with the Heat too, because like a GM recently put it perfectly, kind of that they were a team that like overachieved last year. So
Well, that GM is a waste to you, because like they're gonna be looking nice come playoffs again as well. And like, yeah, they live in that 4 to 5 range. So don't sleep on them. Don't sleep on them.
That's true.
Okay, moving on, 7 to 9. I've got Indiana Pacers, the Washington Wizards, and then the Atlanta Hawks. Between the Wizards and the Hawks, it was really tough, and I still do believe that these two teams will be fighting for that playoff contention, especially since Adam Silver announced that they're going to be doing a play-in for the playoffs. So I think that between those two teams, that's going to be a really cool matchup if it does happen for that 8 seed.
Yeah, I actually have the exact same three teams in my 7 to 9 range, just arranged in different order. So I got the Wizards number 7, Pacers number 8, and Hawks number 9. And yeah, with the Wizards, like I thought for sure with Beal and Westbrook, they would be much better than their 2-7 start has shown so far.
And just a reminder, this guy had the Pacers not even making the playoffs when we did our rankings earlier on this year. So
yeah.
That's crazy. Brogdon's looking amazing. Sabonis also good. So, man, Pacers are looking nice for sure. Definitely top 7, 100%. Anyways, moving on, 10 to 12, I've got Orlando Magic, the Charlotte Hornets, and then the Chicago Bulls. The Magic are usually like a really good 8 seed. Like, they're always sneaking in there. But this year, I feel like there's just too many teams stepping up in the East. The East is actually starting to become relevant again. And I don't think they made any necessary changes to become a better team. So, yeah, that's why I have them dropping out.
Yeah, honestly, like, it's kind of funny because we didn't even, like, talk about our, like, picks before, and I actually have the exact same 3 teams in the exact same order for my 10 to 12 range. And, yeah, I really like what you said about kind of the East, like, establishing themselves as, like, or kind of, like, balancing the NBA back again. Arguably, like, right now they're, like, just as good as the West, if not better.
It's close,
right
bro.
now,
It's
the way
close.
things are looking.
Moving on, to 13 to 15, the dirtiest teams in the East, the teams that have no right belonging as an NBA franchise should probably go play in like JUCO or something. But
Wow.
we've got the New York Knicks at 13, Detroit at 14, and the Cleveland Cavaliers at 15. You know, right now you guys are probably watching this and wondering, wow, that couldn't have been more wrong. But obviously, this was made at the beginning, and I still stand by my Detroit Pistons pick. They are absolutely trash organization. They're not going anywhere. Jeremy Grant is their Lord and Savior right now. So, like, they're a terrible team. The Knicks are looking nice, but I think they're on a high, and they'll drop back down to where they belong, which is right at the bottom. And the Cavs, I actually think they're real. I think it's real talk what they're doing right now.
Wow.
Even playing through injuries, like Sexton and Garland they barely had together in like that backcourt. If they can get consistent minutes together, they could even fight like for that 10th seed, maybe even 9th. And with a couple extra additions, Cavs could be back where they were, with Braun. So who knows?
Yeah, and we kind of both like threw a lot of disrespect to the Cavs at the beginning of the year. But yeah, and the thing with how like young they are too, like right now they're looking fantastic. But yeah, so I have the Knicks number 13, Cavs number 14, and Detroit number 15. And yeah, Detroit just like bum ass organization, like you said. Like, yeah, there's like no like I think they're like 5 years away from making the playoffs. So yeah.
Bro, yeah, they're absolutely terrible organization. Like, what are you trying to do getting like 5 power forwards like all in the same lineup? I don't know, man. There's no plan, nothing. But regardless, moving on to the Western Conference, my top 3, I've got the LA Clippers, the Los Angeles Lakers, and then the Denver Nuggets. I don't really know what to expect from Jeremy Grant leaving the Nuggets, and obviously now we realize how important he was to this franchise. I think they're still trying to figure themselves out, even but losing Torrey Craig to the Bucks, who is a really good defender. Yeah, like a lockdown defender for them. He guarded a lot of positions for them. And yeah, losing those 2 like fantastic players has definitely taken its toll on them. But I think that once they get like that rhythm going again, they're 100% a top 3 team.
Yeah, I just want to ask, like, you having the Lakers or the Clippers ahead of the Lakers, like, is that like with like your hate for LeBron? Like, did that like play into a factor? Not at all.
I honestly thought that by adding Ty Lue, that he was going to turn the team around, be like that leader. I know you have so much hate for Ty Lue. You thought that was Braun's team back at the Cavs, but he was the one that galvanized those troops. He was the one that had that talk with them and inspired that 3-1 lead. So
sure.
I think I'm just saying, man. I think that Ty Lue's going to prove a lot of haters wrong, and PG's been looking nice so far. So you can't even disregard that.
Yeah, no, it's definitely solid. Like, we know, like, I have my number 1 team in the West is the Lakers, Clippers number 2, and I have the Portland Trailblazers at number 3. Surprise team. I thought they were gonna put up numbers and do well with that backcourt of Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. And yeah, the Clippers just I don't know if like Ty Lue's gonna be like galvanizing his troops by any means, but I think number 2, I think they'll be like right back where they were.
Bro. Trailblazers at 3 is just blasphemous. Like, I don't know how the heck you're putting them that high. Probably the most inconsistent regular team in the NBA. A team that's always like, they're gonna be top 4, 100%, and then like they barely make the playoffs, like just by a solid play-in. Like if there was no play-in last year, like Adam Silver stroking off Damian Lillard and CJ, no chance they're making the playoffs. So. Like, don't tell me this number 3 seed is gonna happen. There's no chance.
They still at the end of the day, they still deserved it though.
They did, but they got very lucky by Adam Silver being generous. But regardless, moving on from to 4 to 6. This one's a little bit tough to say, but I've got Utah Jazz at 4, the Dallas Mavericks at 5, and then the Houston Rockets at 6. There's a lot of uncertainty with the Rockets, but I think that Christian Wood has been able to like mesh that glue and like fill the gaps for them, because losing Capella was very disappointing. Daryl Morey tried that small ball method. It looked good for a bit, but in the playoffs it just did not work against the much bigger like the big trees that they had in LA and AD, JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard, LeBron. So there's just too much height up against them, and I think that really caused them to fall out earlier than they should have. But having Christian Wood, he's looking incredible. John Wall is starting to find his feet. Boogie still looks like a bum ass, but James Harden obviously is going to be James Harden. So yeah, for sure, I think they're still a solid team, and they'll probably be around that 6th seed. Utah, they're waste shoots. I don't know why I put them this high, but that's besides the point. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I like what you said with Christian Wood, because he kind of like still like fits that small ball mold. Yeah, he's like a stretch forward. They can even play him at the 5. I think they would be really successful with him there. And yeah, he's looked fantastic so far. But yeah, so I have the Denver Nuggets at number 4, Houston Rockets at number 5. I think I should have put Houston higher, but again, with the uncertainty too, that's why I have them at number 5. If it wasn't for that, they could have even gone number 3, maybe even number 2.
Wow.
And yeah, I have Phoenix.
Oh my.
I have the Phoenix Suns number 6. I think the addition of Chris Paul, even like before the season started, I think that really made them like a legit playoff lock and kind of end up in the middle and kind of to build on that momentum that they built last year, going 8-0 in the bubble. So that's why I have them there. And just with Denver quickly too is I hope, people have always slept on them in recent years, and I feel like a lot of people are putting more respect on their name this year, but I think kind of the fact that people are like kind of hopping too late on the train and that Denver's like not going to have a good year this
Really?
year in the playoffs. Yeah. Like even though they will bounce back from their this bad start so far, but yeah, I think kind of like the hype train is like past and people are hopping on too
Man, I don't
late.
know. I still see them getting to the second round like easily. They get like with Jokic and Murray and playoff Murray. My God, that's a different animal. So I can't wait to see that again. But moving on 7 to 9, I've got Portland at 7, Phoenix Suns at 8, and then the Pelicans at 9. It's always so hard trying to find that 8 and 9 seed for the Western Conference because there's so many good like mid table teams in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
It's very hard to tell who exactly is gonna end up there. But the way the Phoenix Suns are looking right now, at the beginning I thought like after their bubble performance, like okay, it was just a little bit of luck. Teams are just gearing up for it. They weren't really playing like their starters in preparation for the playoffs, so that's probably why they would look so good. They had nothing to prove, so obviously they can go all out. But the Suns are looking incredible this year. CB3 is like a regular season god. Like what he was able to do with OKC last year, my God, man, that was incredible.
He's like
And
doing
then
the exact same thing, basically.
almost taking out the Rockets too with Brody and Harden. Like man, yeah, he's an incredible point guard. He cannot be disrespected. He's an incredible player. So they're definitely gonna do their bits. I think I definitely should have put them higher, probably around like 5 or 6 seed, but who knows? They still could end up lower. And then the Pelicans, there's so much talent. I just don't think that Steve Van Gundy is the right man for the job. I think that he's kind of like that filler for now. And then once they start to actually like start to be a good team, their players start to like get to that superstardom level, like Ingram and Zion. I think they're gonna be able to get a good coach and like make some noise in the Western Conference for sure.
Yeah, straight up like Chris Paul's a winner. So wherever like he goes, he's proven that. They said he was washed up. He's been crazy, like ridiculously impressive. My 7 to 9 range, I got the Mavericks at number 7, even though Luka's like had a bad start to the year.
And KB's not even there yet too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is true.
Yeah.
But yeah, Luka's definitely got to pick up his game. I got the Warriors at number 8. I think Steph Curry is too good of a point guard to miss the playoffs, so have to have them in there. And yeah, I'm matching your pick with the Pelicans at number 9. I think they have an exciting young core with those like veteran leaders and like JJ Redick, for example. Looking for Lonzo Ball to take a big leap this year as well. And yeah, I think they'll make the playoffs.
Yeah. So you think that they're gonna beat out the 8 seed? Pelicans are gonna be the team that beats them out in the play-ins.
Maybe not make the playoffs, but I think they'll give Golden State a run for their money in the play-ins.
Fair. My 10 to 12 seeds, I've got Memphis, I've got the Warriors, and then I got the Spurs. Memphis it's honestly heartbreaking because I wanted to see John Morant carry this team to a playoff appearance. He's that dude, and I want to see him in playoff mode. I want to see what he can do. He's like one of my favorite players to watch in the NBA right now. He's just so exciting and like he has that energy and like that charisma about him. So yeah, it's incredible for me to watch him. But unfortunately, like he's been out and he's probably gonna be out for another couple of weeks. So that's gonna really put a dent in their chance of making the playoffs because they need every win they can get. The Warriors, man, oh man, Curry is an absolute beast. I was using my Twitter thumbs yesterday with SJ. Shout out to SJ, and I couldn't have been more wrong. Curry is an actual GOAT, man. Like shout out to SJ, shout out to Curry. Like my God, he's just a different animal. I can't imagine where this team would have been if they had Clay. So like good for Curry for being able to carry them. As Flight would say, look at Curry, man, so inspirational. But then crazy. And then the Spurs are just waste. So I don't really have much to say about them.
Feel you. Okay, I got the Jazz at number 10. Their waste, I think, like we were talking about this before, how they always like sneak into like a top 5 seed, like around that like 3 to 6 range. But yeah, so I have them at number 10. I got the Memphis Grizzlies at number 11. I think if Jaren Jackson Jr. hadn't been injured, I think I would have bumped them up a couple spots. And I have the Minnesota Timberwolves at number 12. I think with having like Cat and D'Angelo Russell, I think that duo right there is like too good to like they're definitely not going to be like a bottom 3 team. Like that duo alone shouldn't end up as a bottom 3 in the West.
It shouldn't, but it will, because they're just I don't see them working well together. I think D'Lo is way too inconsistent. Cat has his problems, so I'm not going to talk about that too much. But so anyways, like I was saying, 13 to 15. I've got Minnesota Timberwolves at 13, the Thunder at 14, and then the worst organization in this league, the Sacramento Kings at 15. The Thunder, obviously, they're going to be here. Like, they're rebuilding. Shout out to Sam Presti for having an amazing offseason, getting all these picks. Big things to come, obviously, next year. Big free agency market next year. So you already know he's going to be cashing those in. There's no chance he's going to use all of them. Like, could you imagine just seeing – and in freaking 2027 – first round pick, first pick goes to OKC, second pick goes to OKC. Like, nah, come on, man. He's cashing those in for sure.
Yeah.
So, and then the Kings are just waste, like, absolutely dead organization. Nothing to say about that. Like, they've had all these amazing chances, bro. They could have drafted Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
Take that in, and they went for bummy Marvin Bagley the third.
The third.
He has a third in his name. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Nah, man, that organization just sucks. You know, we've talked about it before. Like, they're just bums, and they've had countless opportunities to do the drafts, and like every year they just mess up their picks.
Nah, they're so bad.
Yeah. My bottom 3 teams in the West, I got OKC at number 13, Sacramento at number 14, and the San Antonio Spurs at number 15.
Ooh.
That might be a bit low for them, but I just I think like they just don't really have a future. And I don't really see them like doing much, even though they should be a bit higher than that.
Yeah, they still got nice players like DeJounte, DeMar, and LaMarcus Aldridge. Like,
yeah,
they can do their bits. I see. I think it's too low, but regardless, guys, that wraps up our standings. So let's move on to the brackets. All right, guys. So to start off in the eastern side of the bracket, as I said, based off the standings, Milwaukee Bucks matching up against the Washington Wizards. I predict that this will just be a blowout by Milwaukee. Like, nothing to be said there. So, yeah, Milwaukee Bucks moving on. Miami Heat versus the 76ers. You know, I always love watching 4 and 5 seeds play because, like, I just find them to be the most exciting always. Like, last year, what was it? The Thunder versus the Rockets. 7-game series, absolutely like, nail-biting. It was really cool to watch. So, I have the Miami Heat moving on. I think it's going to be very close again. Boston Celtics versus the Toronto Raptors. Obviously, the Boston Celtics are going to win. Nothing to be said there.
Go ahead.
I mean, like, there's nothing to be said. And then finally, the Brooklyn Nets up against the Indiana Pacers. And, like, honestly, on paper, this looks like a really close one because, like, Indiana Pacers have so many good players. But obviously, Brooklyn Nets are going to be moving on.
Yeah, I just want to say, you know, you said with kind of Brooklyn or with your Bucks and the Wizards matching up in the first round, like, even though the Wizards have a bad start, you know, you said it would be a blowout. Like, if I was a Bucks fan,
it will be a blowout.
I don't know if I wanted to watch.
It will be a blowout.
Westbrook and Bradley Beal, like, I do not know if I want to see that team in the first round in the playoffs.
I mean,
because they can make a run, bro.
They have no defense. You said Bradley Beal said it himself.
Yeah, that's true.
They can't guard a parked car, fam. Like, nah, it's a blowout. It will be maybe 4-1. Like, maybe if Brody goes off one game.
But for example, like I just think John Wall and Bradley Beal, you know, they've been able to carry in the playoffs before. I don't know if they've been past the second round, but still, as a first round matchup, you know, I would be kind of tweaking, for example.
Okay, yeah. Well, you're the king of that, so only you would know. But yeah, who do you got?
We'll see. So you know, I got Brooklyn and Atlanta matching up in the first round. I think Atlanta was going to beat out Indiana for that in that playing game, and obviously Brooklyn's going to do their thing. It's probably going to be a sweep. The 4 or 5 game, I got Milwaukee and Philadelphia. And I'm not going to lie, I really wanted to take Philadelphia. Like,
of course you did. You're a hater. You're a hater. That's why.
It would have been backed up too with Philly's recent success, but I think Milwaukee is too good of a team. So the Milwaukee Bums are definitely going to be moving on to the second round. In that 3-6 matchup, you know, they got the Raptors and Miami Heat. Shout out Wyatt. We were supposed to put money on this series last year, but unfortunately, Pascal wanted to act like a washing machine. Spam that circle button on 2K, so we never got to see that matchup. But no brainer, you know, the Raptors would beat the Heat if they met in the playoffs. So I got the Raptors moving on to the second round. And in that 2-7 matchup,
Wow.
Celtics and Wizards. Celtics, that young duo of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I think we're going to start seeing Jason Tatum emerge into that, like, instead of a superstar. This year, Jaylen Brown's already playing like an all-star right now. So yeah, I think Celtics are definitely going to go. No question.
Johnny, let me ask you something. You really think when it comes to playoff time and Miami plays their lockdown defense that the Raptors are going to stand a chance against this team?
Well, these predictions were made at the beginning of the year, number one. Number two.
And you said, but right now you just said that you think right now is going to be that they're going to get through easy.
Based off my predictions from the beginning of the year, even now, if they make the playoffs, it's only like been 7 games. That's it. Nick Nurse.
Bro, your number one option is a fidget spinner. A fidget spinner that never stops spinning. That's what you got as your number one option.
Look, it's only been 7 games. I know, like, people know that the Raptors, like, aren't going to be last the whole year.
Of course not. Of course not. They're going to make the playoffs, but
and they're going to do damage.
Regardless, they're waste suits. Like, they're going to
no.
go. Depending on the team, if it's Miami, they're done. Like, they're cooked first round.
No.
Bro, they're going to get their asses sent right back to Toronto.
No.
Wow.
I promise you the Raptors will make the playoffs and they will make it to the second round. That's a guarantee.
All right, we got it on you right here, guys. You've seen it right here. We got it on video. We'll see. That's like a Chuck guarantee. Like it's just not gonna happen. Anyways, moving on to the second round. I've got Milwaukee Bucks lined up against the Miami Heat. Round 2 of this devastating series last year. I think that Buzz. I hope that Bud's not going to be a bum ass and actually play the pick and roll right this time.
Okay.
I think Giannis has stepped up his game enough. He has great post work now. Yeah, he's looking really nice in the post, like low post. And Drew Holiday's our bucket getter now, so we've got the pieces. Not bummy ass Eric Bledsoe anymore. So that's really good to hear. I've got Milwaukee Bucks in a close series. I actually think it's gonna be 6 games, to be honest. Yep. And then in the bottom one, I've got Boston Celtics lined up against the Brooklyn Nets. That promises to be an incredible series. I think Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are going to link up and be incredible. But I think, Kyrie and Durant are going to be way too nice, especially, man, playoff Durant. Oh, my God. Yeah, nah. They're taking them out. So, yeah, that means that I've got Brooklyn and Milwaukee lined up. What about you?
So, quickly before I announce my picks, I just want to ask you, because last year, the Bucks were a team that, had the best defensive – I'm pretty sure defensive rating in the NBA. They were, top 3, top 5 for offense as well.
Second in offense.
Last year, they choked. The year before against Toronto, they choked. So what's going to stop them from choking this year? Like, how do you know they won't choke?
Drew Holiday, hands down. Drew Holiday.
So what about Giannis?
Well, Giannis has been there, so he can't stop. Giannis is going to be Giannis. I don't think it's ever been Giannis's fault. Any of these series, it just hasn't been. It's been. First year with Eric Bledsoe, it was all his fault because he's a waste shoot.
Okay.
He just doesn't know how to play basketball.
Plain
simple.
Eric Bledsoe. Okay.
Well, it was.
Okay.
You can look at the numbers. He was absolutely terrible playoff.
Okay.
Second year, that was literally just Coach Bud not knowing how to play the pick and roll. Like, Eric Spoelstra just literally just outcoached him. Like, Eric Spoelstra was, that saying, like, he was playing checkers, I was playing chess. Yeah, Spoelstra was playing chess, and I don't know. Bud wasn't even. That's disrespectful to say he was even playing checkers. Nah, man, he just wasn't playing. He was just a bum ass. So, yeah, no, he was absolutely outcoached. So this year, stuff's got to change, or else he's out. He's out of Milwaukee.
It's a guarantee that they're going to the Eastern Conference Finals.
They're going to the Eastern Conference, or Bud's out. It's simple. One of the two.
Sounds good. So for my second round matchup, so Brooklyn and Milwaukee. It's too bad Milwaukee's playing Brooklyn, but I'm going to have to take Brooklyn here. I think that star power with KD and Kyrie is too good. They'll definitely, come playoff time to have 2 clutch guys like that to lean on, have the ball in their hands pretty much the entire game and that whole fourth quarter down the stretch when things get tough. I don't see Brooklyn losing. And, we got a rematch of Toronto and Boston. Boston took it last year, so the Raptors are going to take it this year. And I have the Toronto Raptors punching their ticket to the Eastern Conference Final. Bro, straight up. Bro, Boston took it last year. We're going to come back stronger.
You're delusional. You're delusional. You're like every other Raptors fan high on their win. Kawhi ain't in town anymore, baby.
He
All
was in
right,
town last year.
Kawhi's gone. Nah.
He
And
was in town
did
last
they
year
make it past second round last year? No, they didn't.
because our best player
Because
forgot
he's
how
a
to play
waste you,
basketball.
and he's still your best
If
player.
Pascal even did like every time he touched the ball, he turned the ball over. If
Nothing's
Pascal
gonna change.
even like
Nothing's gonna
if we just
change.
sat Pascal, we would have been fine. If he played decent, we didn't have to play good. If he just didn't play like trash, we would have beat Boston.
No. You can't have a player named OG Anunoby in your starting lineup and expect to go anywhere. Nah.
What?
Nah, it's just not happening, bro. Like, it's just not happening. There's no way they're making it past second round. I'll literally bet. Like, I'll bet my iPhone on it.
Right.
I'll bet my iPhone on it right now.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right, bet. So moving on to the Western Conference. From the standings, we've got LA Clippers lined up against the Phoenix Suns. I don't know if it's gonna happen anymore. But if it were to happen, I would say Clippers edge them out. I just think that Kawhi and PG are too nice, and I think that PG he's starting to prove himself. He's getting way too much disrespect. I think that PG's gonna have his bounce back year. I think that even the playoffs he's gonna be nice. It's gonna be playoff P, right? It ain't gonna be way off P. It ain't gonna be pandemic P. It's gonna be playoff P this year for sure.
I agree with
that. I've got Clippers moving on. Moving on in the 4 to 5 seed. If this were to happen, this would be nice. Utah Jazz versus Dallas Mavericks. I have the Dallas Mavericks just edging them out. Because Donovan Mitchell goes crazy playoff time. So, but Luka does too. So that's why I've got them edging them out. Moving on, Denver Nuggets versus the Houston Rockets. Denver's just too nice playoff time. Jokic is a beast. Like, there's no one that can match up against Jokic on the Houston Rockets. So, like, the Rockets are being packed home. And then James is probably on his way out after that. And then the final one, the LA Lakers up against the Trailblazers. This happened last year. Nothing's going to change. Obviously, the Lakers are going to move on.
Yeah, no, those are all like solid predictions. My first round, so I got the Lakers and Warriors matching up. LA, no question. It's probably going to be a sweep. In that 4 to 5 game, I got Denver and Houston matching up. Denver, I think, they kind of used up all their luck this past year in the playoffs.
Their luck.
I don't know how much more lucky a team can get. Obviously they deserved it and stuff, but
was Braun lucky? Was Braun lucky when they came back? Was your goat lucky when they came back down 3-1 or what?
No, that was all skill.
Oh, it's different because it's Braun. I forgot. You're right.
What, bro? Like, that was
it's the same scenario. It's the same scenario, isn't it?
That's just us witnessing greatness. That's just pure greatness.
Us
right
witnessing
there.
greatness. It's us witnessing the Mickey Mouse. That's what it's us witnessing.
No, that's just pure greatness. And
that's all Ty Lue, bro. That was all Ty Lue. I don't know what you're saying.
Nah, what? Ty Lue galvanizing his troops? Yeah. Nah, but talking about greatness, I think we will see a great performance by James Harden in that series, and that's why I got
greatness.
Houston. That's why.
Oh my God, he goes
Houston
cold playoff
Denver.
time. What are you saying, bro?
He's a bucket, bro. He's a bucket.
He's a bucket regular season. He's a waste you playoff season.
One of these seasons he won't show.
Oh, okay.
In the bottom half of the bracket, so I got Portland matching up with Phoenix. I'm taking the upset. I got Phoenix. I think Chris Paul, with his playoff experience, can lead that.
CP3.
With especially electric guys like Devin Booker, a solid big man in DeAndre Ayton. I think they will beat Portland, even though Portland is a dangerous playoff team. I got Phoenix moving on to the second round. And then at the bottom of the bracket, we got a rematch between the Clippers and Dallas. And, I think the Clippers, they're going to want to avenge last year. They'll be too fired up. Paul George and Kawhi are looking amazing so far, especially Paul George, like you said. There's no way they're going to get eliminated in the first round this year.
All right, yeah, perfect. So moving on to the second round, LA Clippers lined up against the Dallas Mavericks. It happened last year. Nothing's going to change this year. It'll be LA. LA's moving on to the Western Conference Final as they were supposed to do last year. The bottom half, Denver Nuggets up against LA Lakers. This one's going to be tight. It's going to be tighter than a lot of people expect. I think that's going to be tighter than a lot of people expect. I think that, Jamal Murray's taking a step up. He's going to look nice. Jokic is going to be a top 3 MVP. And he, honestly, by the time this happens, low-key, he could be the MVP. He's looking that nice right now. So you never know. And then, but obviously, LA just has too much depth, so they'll be winning that. And we'll finally see our showdown of the LA.
Yeah, no, we have to see that showdown, man.
For sure.
This past year, we missed out on it. My second round, so the Lakers and Houston matching up. if Russell Westbrook was still there, he didn't do the trade, I would have picked Houston straight up in this matchup. But, LA is too good of a team. And obviously LeBron, like, without Russell Westbrook, I do think the Lakers are going to beat Houston.
Yeah.
So I got them as my first Western Conference final team. And then the bottom half, Phoenix Suns and LA Clippers. I think Phoenix is going to be the Miami Heat of this year. So I got Phoenix as my dark horse in the playoffs, and I think they will go far, and they will match up with the Lakers in the Western Conference final.
So hold up, who are they beating in the second round?
The Clippers.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
Wow.
They're my dark horse pick for this year.
Wow.
I think there's a team like Miami in every playoffs, and I think this year it's going to be the Phoenix Suns.
Okay. All right, we'll see then. We'll see. I just don't think that's gonna happen. I think the Clippers look too nice. Ty Lue's coach now, but it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, in teams like when they've lost, like for example, we saw Virginia, like they lost UMBC. Next year they came back and won the title. So honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if LA does advance, but I think Phoenix is kind of riding on them to be the underdog again.
I don't think Monty Williams has that kind of bag as a coach, but we'll see.
Well, neither does Ty Lue, so like
he's won it, so I don't know how you can say that.
He has no coach. That guy does not do anything as a coach whatsoever. Even this year,
that's like saying just because you're the best player, one of the best players ever, doesn't mean you don't do anything as a coach. Like that's like saying like Frank Vogel did nothing as a coach.
He didn't.
He did nothing as a coach.
Bro, Ty Lue was outside of the huddle. Like I've said it before.
Bro,
you go watch the 2016 finals. He was outside of the huddle.
LeBron said it himself. LeBron said it himself that Ty Lue was the one that gave them that speech, that motivational speech to win it.
Sure.
You're just a waste. You put your blinders again, right? You put your blinders on and you just pray to Lord LeBron. That's what you do. That's what you do. But regardless, in the Western Conference Finals, we're finally going to see that showdown. LA Clippers versus the LA Lakers. This is going to be a 7-game series. It just has to be. I don't care what anyone says. It has to be a 7-game series. Like all of last year, I think they went 2-2, which is pretty crazy last year, like during the regular season. And yeah, it's not going to be any different this year. They're 100% going to Game 7. I do think that the Lakers are going to edge it out and make the finals, lining them up against the Milwaukee Bucks for the ultimate showdown of the decade.
Ultimate showdown.
Well, it's a new decade, so.
But you think the Bucks would be a better finals? I don't think there's going to be better.
No, I don't think there's going to be a better finals.
KD and Kyrie in the finals against LeBron and AD.
No, I'm saying if that were to happen, if the Bucks for the Lakers were to happen, there will not be a better final going on down this decade. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So like
you think if it so this
take
year
out I'm not talking about
this year is going to be like the 2016 Cavs Warriors when they came back from 3-1 of the 2020s decade.
Yeah,
you think it'll be the best series?
I think it'll be the most electrifying matchup of this decade.
I honestly do not know if I've heard
Giannis,
more
it's
ridiculous
literally
than 2021
it's
so
the
far.
king right now. It's LeBron James going up against his predecessor. That's what's happening.
I think if this is 2 years in advance, so if it's the Bucks and Lakers 2 years down the road, LeBron might be a bit old.
LeBron's gonna be holding a cane 2 years down the road.
He'll be going to like 40 straight, at least. He'll be playing like 42, bro.
LeBron's gonna be a grandfather in 2 years.
But no, I don't think
Bronny's gonna have kids in 2 years, bro. Bronny's gonna be a grandfather. I know what you're saying.
Nah, I think in 2 years maybe like that could be correct, but I don't. This Bucks team isn't really like a heavyweight. Like for example, I wouldn't look at this
two-time
matchup.
MVP, All-Star Middleton, All-Star Drew Holiday. Oh my God.
Look at past finals teams. What do you mean?
What? Yo, you're gonna say the Raptors had a better team?
No, but like this Bucks team, I would look at them as a heavyweight this year. So for example,
they're most definitely heavyweight. They're one of the best. They have one of the best records in the last 2 years. They've been 60
the last
2 years. No. I don't care about.
It's not
I'm not talking about historical
ranking.
Straight up. I'm not talking about historical rankings. I'm talking about the level of the team competitive wise. They've had the best record the last 2 seasons. They deserve to be there.
It's not a heavyweight.
Hands down, they deserve to be there.
I don't think it would be a heavyweight matchup though.
Yeah, because you're a hater of small market teams. That's why. It's plain and simple.
Because they're a small market team. So what? So because they're a small market team. No,
that's exactly why. That's what you got against them.
Okay.
That's what you got against them because they're a small market team. Giannis is going to be the king once Braun leaves. Plain and simple.
All right. I agree with that still. I just don't think it's going to be a heavyweight matchup. But
okay.
But I'll let you have your Giannis fantasies and Bucks fantasies.
It's going to happen. There's no fantasy. It's happening. I'm just predicting the future, bro.
No, I actually wouldn't be surprised if it does end up. I think Bucks and Lakers would give us a good matchup.
It would be incredible.
But yeah. No, I still got the Lakers moving on to the finals. And as much as I would like to see the Raptors in the finals, I'm gonna start being realistic. I'm gonna cut.
You could have been realistic 2 rounds ago.
Nah.
No, you're in your fantasy right now.
I got the Brooklyn Nets going to the finals. I think that is a more accurate heavyweight than the Bucks and Lakers. But KD and Kyrie, bro, what do you mean?
It is. I'm not saying it's not. You're acting like I'm just spitting on them or something. Obviously, it would be.
The Bucks
take away the team name itself. Take away the face of the team. Get rid of Brooklyn. Get rid of Milwaukee, and strip it down to just the teams. Giannis lining up against LeBron right there. There's no single matchup better than that.
That's not a heavyweight matchup, though.
What? How was 2-time MVP and DPOY not a
heavyweight of the decade?
Why is that not a heavyweight matchup? Why is Giannis versus LeBron not a heavyweight?
Like for example, a heavyweight would be like LeBron. We got a GOAT going up against the greatest.
There's no better storyline. There's no better storyline than Giannis taking down the King.
What?
There's no better storyline. What would be better?
Bro.
Durant comes back from his little Achilles injury and takes down LeBron James. No, There's no way. There's just no way.
Kenny, if you're watching this, bro, I was disrespecting your guy.
Bro. Like, there's no better storyline.
When I see the finals, LeBron and Kyrie, for example, against Golden State, that team with Curry, Clay, KD, Draymond, like that's what a heavyweight matchup, like a once in a generation type.
Of course.
Is.
Okay.
Not
but that's not. You're not going to see those super teams anymore. Like, that's not going to happen anymore because Giannis is loyal, my guy. Like you're not going to see that. And the only way you're going to see the only way you're going to see a super team is if Giannis is on that team, but he's not leaving Milwaukee, so there's not going to be a super team. There's no super team in this league if Giannis isn't on it. He's going to be once LeBron leaves this league. Giannis is going to be known as the king of the league.
Okay.
It's going to be his league once LeBron leaves. It will be.
I do agree with that. He's next up for sure. But yeah.
So yeah, there's no debating that. And I think, bro, we saw a glimpse of it in the All-Star game. Like Giannis matching, once they actually decided to start taking defense seriously in the fourth quarter, and once they were playing for Kobe, super emotional. Everyone wanted that the Finals MVP for Kobe. All of their players had their story with Kobe, so all of them are going all out. Obviously, it went to Kawhi in the end, but Giannis is playing with farmers essentially. He was playing with bums. He's a terrible GM, but he carried that team. It was within 5 points, and it was literally Team USA versus bums. It was Team USA versus bums and Giannis.
He drafted that team.
No, I know.
Look good though,
No, for sure,
not to say he's not a good player, but If LeBron
he drafted him because he's loyal. He drafted him because he's loyal. That's why. Yes, he literally said, "I'm doing it for my African brothers."
And to make himself look good too.
Bro, he got Middleton first, of course. You can't take anyone else in your brother, obviously. But then after that, my guy went for Siakam and Embiid. Are you kidding? when Doncic was open, oh my god. But anyway, that's aside from the point. The point is that
who you got taking championship.
The point is that Giannis up against LeBron in the clutch seconds of the game when the clock is winding down. Giannis got 2 big-time blocks against him, and it was 2 of the biggest plays and probably the best All-Star game in the past decade. It was just incredible to watch. So seeing that that lineup again, even in the regular season, the Bucks lining up against the Lakers is one of the best games to watch, hands down. It's lights out always. So it's gonna be incredible to watch that again. And I'm praying that happens. I would pay so much money to go watch that finals. It would be crazy.
So who's winning it?
The finals, the big drum roll right here, Milwaukee Bucks. Who would have said anything different?
Wow.
Milwaukee Bucks, he's taking down the king. Giannis is doing it this year. He's put it all on the line. Loyalty is going to get you that chip in the end. I'm telling you right now. And if he gets that, I'm telling you right now, that is going to be the biggest win of the past of the 2000s since past 2000. The biggest win.
Bro,
a small market team. A small market team.
No.
Why not?
I'm not having.
Why not? What would be bigger?
If Giannis wins this year, you're saying that's going to be a bigger win than LeBron coming back 3-1 against the Warriors?
But he put himself in that deficit? Did he not? He allowed his team to go down 3-1.
Right, what?
No, he allowed his team to go down 3-1. I'm not saying it is the best. It's the best. It for sure is the best series right now. I'm not going to take that away. It is. But I'm telling you right now, if this small market team, Giannis, a little boy coming from Greece, comes to the NBA and with just an all-star on his team, no superstar, an all-star on his team, takes down 2 superstars with a ridiculous supporting cast in the biggest market franchise besides the Knicks, who suck ass. We're not going to talk about them. Besides them, takes down the biggest franchise in the NBA. That's huge. That speaks. My God, man, it would just I can't even speak about it.
That's ridiculous, bro. Straight up, that's ridiculous, bro.
Right now, the Cavs.
Obviously, it'd be a big win,
for
but
sure,
come
the
on,
Cavs. Maybe like just because they were down 3-1, like the Cavs were down 3-1. That's what makes it so remarkable.
Even this year, it's like the Bucks are still a good team. It's not like
the Cavs are a bad team.
Well,
he had Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving was a superstar.
But like that other than LeBron and Kyrie,
Kevin Love
was there?
Kevin Love
fell off. Like he wasn't that good.
He did not fell off. What are you saying?
This Bucks team supporting cast is better than Cleveland supporting cast.
But he also had a superstar and an all-star in Kevin Love.
But Kevin Love was like a low.
He was an all-star. Don't even say that. He was an all-star. He was an all-star.
I don't know. Sure. I just don't think,
And Tristan Thompson was fantastic too. So no.
So all of a sudden Tristan Thompson's good now, right?
Well, no, he was good back then. He's a waste you now for sure. But no, man, I'm telling you right now, it would be maybe besides that, just because they were down 3-1, like take away that 3-1, like this is the biggest of like since the 2000s for sure.
Yeah, I do like that prediction. Obviously it would be like an amazing finals to watch. Like the only thing is like the fact that Giannis hasn't been to the finals before, I think his first time being there, if that ends up being the case, matching up against a team like the Lakers with LeBron and AD, that be your first finals. I think he needs, like, perhaps, for example, if the Raptors didn't come back when Milwaukee was up 2-0 and win 4-2, if Milwaukee went to the finals that year and played Golden State, Giannis gets that experience.
They would have won that year. They would have won easily, hands down.
Going up.
Think about it. They would have won. Come on, there's no one that could guard Giannis on their team.
As good as the Raptors, but they have Iguodala.
Yeah, that's true. They had Iguodala. You can't take that away. That's true. Yeah.
But yeah,
no, they would have won.
Yeah, but obviously, that would be an amazing matchup to see.
For sure.
And yeah, I got obviously I had LA in the finals, and between LA and Brooklyn, I see greatness again. I see greatness prevailing, and I'm going to have the Lakers going back to back. I think there's a safe pick. LeBron's playing the best basketball of his career, arguably. Anthony Davis is like in his prime right now. He's arguably going to be better than last year. Still have a strong, probably like one of the strongest benches and supporting casts in the league. And I just don't see who else you could pick other than the Lakers. And I think they're clear favorites right now, and I see them holding the trophy at the end of the year.
They're definitely the favorites. You can't take that away, but Milwaukee's coming, baby. I'm telling you that right now.
They will. We've had like polls too about how many championships they're going to win in the next like 5 years. Yeah, no. 2 is that's respectable. 2. Maybe 3 if they're lucky.
It could be.
But yeah, like you're going to get your championship.
If they get it this year, I actually might say 3 if they get it this year.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But yeah, man, that would be crazy for sure.
Okay, guys, that wraps up today's video. If you're still sticking around, you're a real one.
Big shout out.
Appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that button below. Dad, what are we saying for a target like for this? Should we go 20?
30. We're going crazy. 30, yeah, baby. 30. Get down on that comment and like that button. It.
Yeah. Okay, guys, let's get
no excuses.
And yeah, the giveaway that we've been talking about is finally here as well. We're going to be giving away a Ben Simmons Philadelphia 76ers jersey, baby. Brand new. It's icy. So stay tuned to our Instagram page on the details for that giveaway, if you want to win that Ben Simmons jersey. And yeah, stay tuned during the week, our DMSs. Check us out on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. We're posting polls daily, daily content on all our socials. Tell a friend, tell a family member if you guys like what you're watching. Again, thanks for all the support, guys, and we will see you midweek for DMS number 3.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. Peace.